Hey Internet, we are talking tango today, and this is, I believe, our seventh, maybe week of doing these spotlights for the dances. So tango came out in June 1st of 2012, so it actually was a pretty big jump from our first four that came out December, January of that year. And it was Kim that helped me do the tango. Tango is one of my favorite dances. In all its forms. I know we have DVDs both for Argentine tango and American tango, and the dances are very different. We're talking about the American tango today. At this point, it was still matching off of one of the core dances, which it came out the same time as rumba. But we didn't have enough interest, I felt, for running the Argentine yet. So that DVD came much later. We'll talk about that on its own week. But the American tango is a strong marching kind of a sound in the music. It has a lot of times a drum roll coming up into the one is how you determine that it would be a tango. So kind of a ba-da-da-dum, bump, 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 ba-da-da-dum, that sort of idea. So it's got that kind of strength in the music, and it's one of the easier styles to hear if you're trying to find the one for the tango. So other things about tango, you actually are dancing it as if sort of there was a low ceiling. It's gaucho styling, and this is mostly done by keeping your feet flat and relaxation of the knees. And then, of course, the characteristic movements of the tango are like ochos and those kinds of turning on the same foot. So the building block in tango is that you rotate on the weighted foot, and that's pretty rare among the dances. Most of the dances are asking you to alternate between which feet are rotating, but for the tango you stand proudly on that one foot and rotate while standing on the same foot that you're rotating on. So that's going to create all of your pivots as well as those aforementioned ochos. So as far as the tango recording went, we were at the Ward's building, and we're trying to kind of resolve the lighting issue we had with the technology at that time. So we actually have these early DVDs that were recorded at the Ward's building. A lot of times the lighting actually differs greatly by what time of day we were recording. So if you look at those DVDs, you'll notice that sometimes they're almost yellow or orange light, and other times it's more of a white that you can see in those recordings. So the history of tango became standardized along with the other Latin dances between the end of the 40s and the early 50s, and it really is one of the ones that deferred the most away from its original forms. So original forms, more like Argentine tango, smoother, more close, didn't travel very much, sort of an intimate frame. And the American tango kind of adopted that strong frame that you kind of think of in movies, even though that's tends to be a little exaggerated. But it was a conscious decision that early ballroom dancers made when they standardized the dances to apply their ballet training and their classical dance training to the dances. So you have some of the ballet terms, and you have some of the ideas of the performance values of creating a strong line and getting the judge's attention and those kinds of things that really worked the American tango into a new dance from its Argentine tango predecessor. So that's a little bit about the tango. Thanks for joining us for spotlights for the dances, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Internet.